The Khortytsia Operational Strategic Group of the Ukrainian Armed Forces has released updated data on Russian losses along the Eastern Front. According to the group's Telegram channel, Russian forces have suffered significant casualties in this sector. The Ukrainian military has calculated Russia's average losses per square kilometer of Ukrainian territory captured. As Defense Express reported, based on these calculations, over the first 3 months of 2025 on the Eastern Front, Russia lost an average of 146 personnel, 1 tank, 2 armoured fighting vehicles, AFVs, and 4.5 artillery systems per square kilometre. The Russian people are paying an enormous price for the Kremlin's ambitions, the statement concludes. Losses on the front lines, along with the vast resources the aggressor country is forced to allocate to sustain its military operations, are placing increasing pressure on both Russia's military capabilities and its economic potential. Russian forces gained 4,168 square kilometers of Ukrainian land in 2024, according to geolocated evidence collected by the Washington, D.C.-based Institute for the Study of War. That's twice the size of the Indian Ocean nation of Mauritius and 5 times the area of New York City. Russian territorial gains in 2024 largely comprise fields and small settlements in Ukraine, apart from the territory it regained from Ukraine in Kursk, according to the ISW. Additionally, Russia gained Avdiivka, Selidov, Vuhledar and Kharkiv, 4 mid-sized settlements, the ISW reported. As of December 30th, 2024, 427,000 Russian soldiers died or were injured in the war in 2024, according to Ukraine's Commander-in-Chief, Colonel General Alexander Syrsky. In a release published on January 2nd, Ukraine's Defense Ministry placed Russia's losses last year at 430,790 soldiers. Based on the more recent number, the Russian losses in 2024 amount to an average of 1,180 per day and about 103 losses per square kilometer gained. According to Ukraine, the Russian losses increased towards the end of the year. The Defense Ministry said the highest losses came in November with 45,720 losses and December with 48,670 losses. It is unclear how many of these Russian soldiers were killed and how many were injured and therefore removed from the battlefield. There is a war of narrative from both sides. Both sides use numbers trying to demonstrate its successes on the ground and to undermine the other side. These narratives are part of the war.
South Korea's military fired warning shots after North Korean soldiers crossed the rivals' tense border on Tuesday, South Korean officials said, the first known border intrusion by North Korea in nearly a year. According to Associated Press, violent confrontations and bloodshed have occasionally happened at the Korea's heavily fortified border, called the demilitarized zone. But Tuesday's incident won't likely escalate, as it didn't cause any casualties on either side and North Korea hasn't returned fire. About 10 North Korean soldiers, some carrying weapons, violated the military demarcation line at the eastern section of the DMZ at 5 p.m. They returned to North Korea after South Korea broadcast warnings and fired warning shots, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a statement. South Korea's military said it is closely monitoring North Korean activities. It said North Korea didn't return fire. In June last year, North Korean troops violated the border 3 times, prompting South Korea to fire warning shots. The incidents occurred when the Koreas were embroiled in Cold War-style campaigns like balloon launches and propaganda broadcasts, but they didn't develop into a major source of tensions. President Donald Trump said Monday the U.S. will hold direct talks with Iran about its nuclear program, while warning Tehran it would be in great danger if the talks aren't successful. According to Associated Press, the president, in comments to reporters after meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, said the talks will start Saturday. He insisted Tehran can't get nuclear weapons. Asked if he would commit to military action against Iran should his negotiators be unable to come to terms with Tehran, Trump responded that, "Iran is going to be in great danger, and I hate to say it. If the talks aren't successful, I think it's going to be a very bad day for Iran," Trump said. Trump during his first White House term withdrew the U.S. from the landmark nuclear accord with Iran negotiated by Democratic President Barack Obama's administration. Netanyahu says he supports Trump's diplomatic efforts to reach a settlement with Iran, adding that Israel and the U.S. share the same goal of ensuring that Iran does not develop a nuclear weapon. The Israeli leader, known for his hawkish views on Iran and past calls for military pressure, said he would welcome a diplomatic agreement along the lines of Libya's deal with the international community in 2003.
If diplomacy fails, is the United States under your leadership ready to take military action to destroy the Iranian nuclear program and remove this threat?
I think if the talks aren't successful with Iran, I think Iran is going to be in great danger. And I hate to say it, great danger, because they can't have a nuclear weapon.
So is that a yes?
You know, it's not a complicated formula. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's all there is.
So
Can't have it. Right now we have countries that have nuclear power that shouldn't have it, but I'm sure we'll be able to negotiate out of that too as part of this later on down the line. But Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And if the talks aren't successful, I actually think it'll be a very bad day for Iran if that's the case. Yeah.
Mr. President, thank you for the chance. Many of Palestinian Americans who voted for you and not for Biden because you've promised them to end the war in Gaza. The war is still going on and there's no hostage deal.
Well, I'd like to see the war stop, and I think the war will stop at some point that won't be in the too distant future. Right now we have a problem with hostages. We're trying to get the hostages out. We got quite a few of them out, but it's a long process. It shouldn't be that long.
We are not going to relent, and it's only to get more unrelenting until the Houthis declare they will stop shooting at our ships. And we've been very clear at the Iranians as well. They should not continue to provide support to the Houthis, and that message has been made very clear. So we have a lot more options and a lot more pressure to apply, and we know, because we see the reports, how devastating this campaign has been in them, and we will not relent.